Hey guys, it's your kooky Aunt Jasmine. Did you know that people who work with past lives claim that we actually look like the people that we once were? So if you ever see an old-timey person that looks like you, it might be.
Oh, hey kids, it's me, your kooky Aunt Jasmine, here with a witch tip for you. You ready? We're going to talk about the moon. The moon, you know her, you met her, she's up in the sky. Sometimes she's big, sometimes she's small, she's always bright, she's always beautiful. So if you're new to moon magic, which is basically just performing magic and ritual in accordance with the moon and astrology, here's a quick guide for you. New moons are about inviting new things into your life. Full moons are about release. These things can be physical things, or it can be more abstract, like emotions and thoughts and beliefs. If you're working with a fire moon, that's a good time to burn stuff. Remember to be safe, my friends. Keep a bowl of water near you. Water moons, you're going to want to take a bath, take a ritual shower, cleanse yourself. If you're working with air moons, journal, smoke cleansing. And if you're working with earth moons, you're going to want to ground, put your feet in the earth, plant something, do your taxes. Hey kids, it's me, your kooky Aunt Jasmine. Kooky? Let's talk about color magic. Color magic can be used with magic spells, yes, but also deciding what clothes to wear, what color to dye your hair. We can use color magic. So red is about deep passion, but be careful using too much of it. It can also lead towards aggression. Orange is about self-confidence and creativity. Yellow is a good color for friendship and happiness. Green and pink are about love, money, and abundance. Blue, connected to the throat chakra. It is calming, but also if you need strength of voice, definitely use it. Purple, mystical, magical. If you want to get into your psychic abilities, definitely wear some purple. So now that you know those, think about what's your favorite color. For me, it's blue. Calming colors, I like that. Think about which color you're least drawn to. For me, it's orange. Aw, someone needs to work on their self-confidence. Hi kids, it's me, your kooky Aunt Jasmine, and today we're going to talk about magic. Magic can be boiled down to two simple steps: getting your vibe right and inspired action. We are energetic beings. If you want to call in a soulmate, you first have to give yourself that love so that you are vibrating at that frequency, so the people that you do meet are an energetic match to the love that you already feel. And this is where the inspired action comes into play. Because if you got your vibe right and you love yourself so much, you still have to go out on dates, right? You can't just expect Prince Charming or Princess Charming or Person Charming to just knock on your door and be like, hello, let's get married. Magical tools and spells and rituals obviously help, but basically, once you have these two things down, everything's a spell. Hi kids, it's me, your kooky Aunt Jasmine, and today I want to share some information about number magic with you. Some examples of how we use this is how many candles to light, how many pentacles to draw, how many times to chant a certain incantation. Numbers are inherently magical, so utilizing numbers for these magical properties can enhance your spells even more. 1 is really good for action, for momentum, masculine energy. 2 is really good for relationships, intuition, feminine energy. 3 is good for creativity and growth. 4 is good for stability. 5 is good for freedom and change. 6 is good for love as well as health. 7 is good for the big life questions. If you have a big life question and you need some mystical, magical answers from your spirit guides, use the number 7. 8 is good for power and manifestation. 9 is good for broadening your horizons. That's it. Bye. Hi kids, it's me, your kooky Aunt Jasmine, and today I want to talk about your shadow. Your shadow is your subconscious fears. It's the emotions and anxieties and worries that you've been burying for a long time, which manifest in things like anger and frustration and not feeling worthy of love and not wanting to spend time with people. You might have heard of the term shadow work. It is the process of looking at these things that you have been pushing down for a long time in order to gain deeper self-awareness and self-understanding. So let's practice a little shadow work right now. Step 1, choose an anxiety, fear, or worry that has been bubbling up for you a lot recently. Step 2, and this is the fun part, create a full-blown character that embodies this aspect of your shadow. Step 3, get creative, have fun. This is a must. Step 4, give them a silly or unassuming name like Wilbur or Jessica. Step 5, have an honest conversation with this aspect of your shadow self whenever it pops up. Hi kids, it's me, your kooky Aunt Jasmine, and today we are going to talk about clairvoyance, clairaudience, and claircognizance. Now there's more clairs than these three, but we only got 60 seconds. We're going to stick with those ones. So the clairs as a whole group are different empathic or psychic abilities that we all have at varying degrees and natural skill levels. Is it just me or do I say skill levels? So clairvoyance is clear seeing, clear visions. Okay, this is when we actually see ghosts and spiritual entities. Clairaudience is clear hearing. This is when you can hear other voices talking to you. It's different than claircognizance because that's clear knowing. That's when you just know something. So you might hear it as your own voice talking to you. Clairaudience, you hear other people talking to you. I'm claircognizant and clairaudient. What do you have? Tell me in the comment. Hi kids, it's your kooky Aunt Jasmine back to answer another question. So this is a great question, but it's also hard to explain. What I tell people is to follow their joy, which I know sounds very like woo-woo, new age BS, but just hold on, I'll explain. Just read what interests you. Follow what interests you. Go down the rabbit hole, see where it goes. There's a lot of rabbit holes when it comes to esotericism. Your path is your path, okay? No one else can lay it out for you, though others will try. Follow your intuition. Read the books that interest you. Read the articles that interest you. Try the stuff that you feel like trying. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just dive in. There's so much stuff out there. There's so many teachers. There's so many different paths to take. You just got to put one foot in front of the other and do it. Also practice and question everything. Okay, so this is an amazing question, and I'm going to do my best to explain it with just one example. The placebo effect. So the placebo effect, in the simplest terms, you give one group of people a drug, a mind-altering drug. You give another group of people a fake pill, a sugar pill that should essentially do nothing, but you tell them it's the drug. Now, remarkably, many times, those who took the placebo will feel the full effects of said drug, even though they took a nothing sugar pill. That is magic. That is how magic works. When we believe something so fully and completely, it becomes reality. Atoms stop moving when they're observed. Our body loses a little bit of weight at death. Magic and science are the same fucking shit. First, I would just like to thank you from the very bottom of my heart for naming yourself Meth Barbie. So some will hate to hear it, but all Christians are witches. They are. Drinking the blood of Christ, eating the body of Christ, that's some witchy shit. I mean, prayers? Hello, witchcraft. I'm not going to go on a tangent, but everyone is a witch and everyone practices witchcraft. Obviously, witchcraft and Christianity kind of have like a rough history, but one truly does not negate the other. You can really have any sort of religious or spiritual belief and be a witch. It really helps enhance your witchcraft, but you can be an atheist and be a witch as well. However, the more you practice witchcraft, probably the less likely you're going to remain an atheist and instead just climb up into the butthole of spirituality. This is a really great question. Thank you for asking it. I'm excited to share my answer. So, magic is inherently gray. It is neither black nor white. It's inherently gray because it is neutral. It's neutral. It's just energy, baby. We're just using energy, and energy is not good nor bad. It is neutral, much like technology and money, but that is a different topic of conversation. Now, to answer your question, what's the politically correct term for white and black magic? There isn't one. There is not a politically correct term for that because labeling certain magic white and certain magic black is inherently racist. What is black magic? Magic where we hurt other people, where we do harm, curses, hexes?
I wonder why we decided to name that type of magic black magic. Hello, children. It is I, your kooky Aunt Jasmine, and I just want to let you know that magic, spell work, all that ooky, spooky, fun stuff that we love here on Witch Talk, it originated in every part of the world. So what I'm getting at here is you do not need to appropriate anyone else's magic. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't study, appreciate, learn, and utilize other people's magic, but it's definitely not your place to teach and be any sort of authoritative person. If you're like me and you're quite German, guess what? Our magic is fucking dope. So to summarize, stay in your lane. Wherever you're from, it has a certain type of magic. And if you want to learn about hoodoo, do it from an actual real life hoodoo priestess, okay? Firstly, I must apologize for Big Bertha here. Oh, sweet Jesus, I am so sorry I let you guys look at her. So if you're asking my opinion, my answer is no. I would like to say that's an opinion, so you're allowed to disagree with me. And that's because my definition of atheism, having been one for many years, is that you don't believe in anything aside from this tangible reality. And spirituality is literally about the belief in the spirit realm, in the fifth dimension, in things that are beyond this earth. As an ex-devout atheist, I don't work with personified gods. I don't work with deities. I'm a panentheist, which means that I believe in a divine celestial energy that connects us and guides us all and exists on many different planes of existence. Hi kids, it's your kooky Aunt Jasmine, and I just want to give a quick shout out to all the witches that don't perform a ritual on every new and full moon. To all the witches that wear jeans and flip-flops. To all the witches that don't have a room filled with pretty crystals and houseplants. To the witches that actually rarely perform any spells. To all the witches that really don't follow the pagan holidays. To all the witches that don't want to work with deities. Basically, the internet kind of puts witches in this little box that is a really dope box. Anyone who fits into it is wonderful. I love you. But not all of us fit there. And I just want to give you permission to be a witch in whatever way feels right for you. I've wasted a lot of thoughts on not feeling witchy enough, but that's lame. Let's not do that anymore. We're all witches. Okay, so good question, right? Because rose quartz is supposed to help, align your heart chakra, connect you to self-love and all that goodness. So why do I have to charge it? Right, so here's the thing about crystals. They are structurally way more sound than we are. They do not absorb energy at the rate that humans do. We absorb energy very quickly and easily. So yes, your rose quartz will hold on to the energy of all that good rose quartz stuff without you having to do anything, although you should cleanse it like every month probably, or more if you're utilizing it more so. Going back to how they're so structurally sound, so that's the thing too, is when you put a bunch of energy towards a certain specific thing you're trying to manifest and you put it into a crystal, it's going to hold the energy of that manifestation for like a month, yeah. So no, you do not have to charge it, but if you do charge it, it's super powerful, and don't forget to clean it, my friends. Okay, for cleansing, you can use water if it's quartz-based. There are some crystals that are water soluble and will kind of fall apart underwater, so you definitely don't want to wash those ones. You can also use smoke cleansing, whatever dried herbs or bundles you have, or really simple, easy is selenite. It cleanses all other crystals. If you ever buy crystals from a crystal shop, you'll notice that there's usually a selenite disc that they put them on first. Okay, for charging, there are two things I do. First and foremost, I usually charge crystals myself by getting into a meditative state, holding the crystal, focusing the energy and intention into the crystal. A lot of times I'll hold it in my hand, but I can hold it in other places in my body if I feel drawn to do that. I also will sometimes draw a sigil and place the crystal on top to charge the crystal using the sigil. Sigils can charge
anything also, BTW. It's a great question. I like to put them on my altar. So if you do a whole altar setup thing, you can utilize them in the arrangement of that. Also, when I am doing any sort of spell work, I will charge a crystal, usually a crystal necklace. And so I tend to wear one necklace for a month at a time because I'll charge it or set the intention on the new moon and then wear it throughout until the next new moon. I also just really like to rub them on my body, especially if I have like a polished amethyst, which I usually do. You know, you got a headache, rub it on your body. Gotta make sure they're polished, of course, otherwise it might be a little painful. But yeah, altars, charging jewelry, rubbing it on your body, that's what I like to do. Anyone have any other suggestions? Put them in the comments. This is a good question. I will answer it later. Hello, it is later, and now I will answer it. This is actually hard to answer because no one knows exactly what spirit is. It also goes by the name of God, universe, divine celestial energy, love, any other deity that you want to attribute to it. If you're asking me, spirit is just that thing that's so much bigger than us, that thing that exists much wider than corporeal human existence does. And it's not all-knowing in like this creepy omnipresent kind of way. It's just all-knowing in the fact that it exists on a different dimension that we just can't even comprehend. But see, that's the thing too, is we are all spirit. I'm God, you're God, everything is God. We are not separate from spirit. We are not separate from each other. There is this energetic web that connects absolutely everything, and it's spirit. I started recording this and I actually don't really know how to answer it. So my suggestion would be to go to YouTube, type in Spirit Guide Meditation, and there's so many to choose from. You can even choose how many minutes you want to do it for. These are visualization meditations, so you're going to be using your imagination. So the important thing is to trust whatever you see, even if it's Gandalf. Just trust. That is your spirit guide. And the thing is, spiritualism is the belief that there are spiritual entities who live on a plane that overlaps with our own. Yes, these can be ghosts, so they can be ancestors, but spirit guides are just energy. They're energetic beings that are connected to us in some sort of soul contract. I believe we each have one main spirit guide, but quite a few on our team. And that's the thing about spiritualism. You get to decide what you believe in, what works for you. So really just come at it with curiosity, exploration, and research, and you'll figure it all out on your own. My spiritual awakening was in 2018, and it was beautiful. It was really beautiful, and I know that it's not like that for many people, although I had the really hard times that started to wake me up. It just took like many years until like I actually woke up to the spiritual side. The awakening happened in a very beautiful way for me, you know, seeing the beauty of this world, understanding that I can love myself, really being connected to the divine energy of love that exists all the time and in everything. But I was an atheist, and it was really hard to lean into my spirituality, to even believe in spirit guides or anything aside from ghosts, which I always believed in. It was really hard to not listen to my inner atheist who told me that I was fucking nuts and that I was making all this up and that I was going crazy. But I woke up in 2018 and here I am.
How do I lean into my awakening? I feel like you're answering your question by asking it. You lean in. So let's talk about what leaning in means. When you're feeling like, this is overwhelming, this is too much information, I'm processing too much. You lean in. You just lean all the way in. Just get in there. Don't bypass it. Just fucking dive in. Even if you're like, I don't know how to swim, you'll figure it out. Building your intuition is easy in theory, hard in practice, because guess what you have to do? Trust yourself. But Jasmine, how do I do that? Intuition is a muscle. You wouldn't just walk into the gym without ever going into a gym and pick up the 15-pound dumbbells and just start shoulder pressing them, right? And if you did do that, you'd hurt yourself. Start trusting yourself with small things. Go for a walk and just let your intuition decide if you're going right or left. If the choice isn't going to hurt anyone, then just trust, divinely trust.